unwind, relax, and let tonight's story lead you to peace. Aster and Sedge's Enchanted Celebration. This story is about the human girl, Aster, and the elf Sedge, who share magical friendship and celebrate the arrival of winter together in an enchanted meadow. In a hidden valley, where the morning mist danced among the flowers, there lived a human girl named Aster and an elf named Sedge. Aster, with her bright eyes and lively spirit, loved exploring the woods, always eager to discover something new. One sunny day, she stumbled upon a glimmering path she had never seen before. Following it, she reached a beautiful meadow, where she found Sedge sitting on a mushroom, playing a melodious tune on his wooden flute. Sedge, with his silvery hair and sparkling green eyes, was a kind-hearted elf who enjoyed sharing stories and songs. They quickly became friends and spent their days exploring and having adventures. As the first snow of winter began to fall, Sedge told Aster about the great celebration of the elves, a magical event welcoming the winter season. Excited by the idea, Aster wished to experience this celebration. The eve of the celebration arrived, and Sedge invited Aster to a secret clearing deep in the forest. There, thousands of tiny lights floated in the air, illuminating the trees and casting a warm glow. Elves of all ages gathered, their laughter mingling with the gentle music of flutes and harps. Aster was mesmerized by the beauty around her. She danced with the elves, their light feet barely touching the snowy ground, creating a ballet of shadows and light. Each elf wore a crown of winter flowers, and Sedge placed a delicate crown on Aster's head as a symbol of their friendship. The night air was filled with the scent of pine and the sweet aroma of baked treats which the elves had brought. Sedge introduced Aster to the traditional foods of the elves, and she marveled at the intricate flavors. As the celebration reached its peak, the eldest elf stood under a grand oak and recited the ancient tales of their forefathers. The story spoke of hope, peace, and the unity between humans and elves. Aster, feeling profoundly moved, promised to always cherish the bond she had with Sedge. Under the starry sky, the celebration ended with everyone holding hands, making wishes for the coming year. Aster and Sedge made a secret wish together, promising to return to the meadow every year to celebrate the magic of their friendship. And so, every winter, they met in the enchanted meadow, celebrating the season and the enduring joy of their bond, knowing that their friendship was a treasure to be preserved and cherished forever. Let's drift further into peace with the next story. Sweet Pea and the Kind Witch, A Tale of Joy. This story is about Sweet Pea and Geranium the Kind Witch, who work together to bring joy and laughter to their village. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between emerald hills and sapphire streams, lived a young girl named Sweet Pea. She had a heart as warm as the sun and eyes that sparkled like the morning dew. Everyone in the village adored Sweet Pea for her kindness and gentle nature. One day, while wandering through the flower-filled meadows, Sweet Pea stumbled upon an ancient oak tree with a door nestled in its trunk. Curiosity sparkled in her eyes as she gently knocked on the door. To her surprise, the door creaked open, revealing a spiral staircase that seemed to lead underground. Gathering her courage, Sweet Pea stepped inside and descended the stairs. The deeper she went, the more she felt surrounded by a mystical aura. Finally, she reached the button and entered a cozy room filled with glowing orbs and shelves of glittering glass vials. In the center of the room stood a kind-looking witch named Geranium. Geranium's eyes twinkled like stars, and her silver hair flowed like a river of moonlight. "Welcome, Sweet Pea," Geranium said in a voice as soft as a whispering breeze. "I am Geranium, the Kind Witch of Joy. I sense that you are searching for something, Sweet Pea hesitated for a moment before replying. I wish to bring joy to everyone in the village. And sometimes people seem so sad, and I want to change that. Geranium smiled warmly and nodded. In your wish is pure and beautiful. I will help you, Lige. She handed Sweet Pea a small, ornate box. Inside this box is a magical powder. Sprinkle it over the village at dawn, and it will bring joy and laughter to every heart. Sweet Pea thanked Geranium and made her way back home, her heart fluttering with excitement and hope. As the first light of dawn broke over the village, Sweet Pea carefully sprinkled the magical powder from Geranium's box. Almost instantly, a delightful change swept over the village. Laughter echoed through the air, and smiles bloomed on every face. The once gray streets were now filled with people dancing and singing. Children played with bountiful glee, and the elderly shared stories and jokes, their eyes alight with joy. Sweet Pea watched in wonder, her heart swelling with happiness. She knew that the joy she had brought to her village would stay forever, thanks to the kindness of Geranium. From that day forward, Sweet Pea visited Geranium often, and together they spread joy and magic far and wide. And so, the village nestled between emerald hills and sapphire streams became known as the happiest place in the land, a beacon of light and love for all to see. The end. Another soothing tale is ready to be told. The strength of friendship between Campanula and Nymphy. This story is about the unbreakable bond between a girl named Campanula and a tiger named Nymphia, and how their unique friendship shows the true strength born of unity and kindness. In a lush, enchanting forest, where the trees whispered ancient secrets and the rivers sang mystical songs, lived a girl named Campanula and a majestic tiger named Nymphia. Campanula, with her golden locks that danced in the wind, and Nymphia, with his striking amber eyes, shared a bond that was stronger than the tallest oak. Their friendship began on a misty morning when Campanula found Nymphia trapped in a hunter's cruel snare. Without hesitation, she freed the tiger, and from that moment, they were inseparable. Every day, they explored the wonders of the forest together. They discovered hidden grottos filled with glowing fireflies and ancient trees with bark as smooth as silk. Campanula's laughter would echo through the woods, her happiness mirrored by Nymphia's contented purse. One day a menacing storm approached the forest, bringing with it thundering dark clouds and howling winds. As the storm raged on, a mighty tree crashed down, separating them. Campanula, though frightened, knew that she had to find Nymphy. She braved the storm, her heart filled with worry for her dear friend. Nymphy, on the other side, roared with all his might, hoping Campanula would hear him. Through the chaos and danger, their calls to each other grew louder and more desperate. Guided by their unbreakable bond, they finally reunited. Campanula threw herself onto Nymphia, tears of relief streaming down her face. Safe together, they found shelter under a dense canopy of ancient trees. That night, with the storm as their background, Nymphia lay next to Campanula, keeping her warm and safe. Their shared strength allowed them to survive the storm, and from that day on, their friendship grew even stronger. The forest seemed to understand their bond, and often provided them with gifts, like the sweetest berries or the driest wood. Campanula and Nymphia knew that as long as they had each other, no storm could ever truly harm them. They spent their days teaching each other and learning the songs of the forest. As time went on, their legends spread, and they became symbols of bravery and the essence of true friendship. The forest flourished under their care, and others began to see the power of kindness and unity. The strength of their friendship endured through every trial, proving that together, they could overcome any challenge that came their way. Let's drift softly into another chapter. Yarrow and the Tender Heart of Renewal. This story is about Yarrow, who brings renewal to her village through acts of kindness and the magical help of Tender Heart. In a quaint village surrounded by whispering pines, there lived a gentle soul named Yarrow. Yarrow was known far and wide for her gift of tending to plants. Her garden flourished even in the harshest seasons, a vibrant testament to her tender care. One day, while gathering fallen leaves, Yarrow found a small, wilted flower. It was unlike any she had ever seen, with petals, gray and lifeless. Her heart ached for its fragile beauty, and she decided to take it home. Yarrow nurtured the flower with all the love she could muster, whispering soothing words and watering it with the purest spring water. Over time, the flower began to show signs of life, its petals slowly changing from gray to a luminous white. One night, as the moonlight bathed the garden in silver, the flower miraculously bloomed. From it emerged a tiny, glowing creature with delicate wings and eyes that sparkled like morning dew. "Thank you, wanting Yarrow," the creature said. "I am Tender Heart, and I was trapped in a cycle of despair until you set me free with your kindness." Yarrow listened in awe as Tender Heart spoke of hope. Inspired by Tender Heart's story, Yarrow vowed to spread kindness wherever she went. The next morning, she shared her harvest with neighbors, helped repair old fences, and planted new seeds of hope. As she worked, she felt a warm glow in her chest, a sign that Tender Heart's magic was within her. The entire village began to transform, each act of kindness sparking another, until the once somber streets were filled with laughter and joy. Yarrow's garden, tended with even more love, became a sanctuary for all, drawing creatures from near and far. And in the heart of the garden, the Tender Heart flower stood, a living symbol of renewal. Yarrow realized that the true magic was not in the flower itself, but in the love and care that brought it back to life. Through her actions, she taught others the same, and the village blossomed in ways unimaginable. Yarrow and Tender Heart became legends, their story passed down through generations as a reminder that no matter how bleak things may seem, the power of a tender heart can bring renewal and hope. Be sleep tight, and let peace carry you through.